In a vibrant intergalactic marketplace, filled with the sounds of chatter and the colorful sights of alien goods, an unusual event was about to unfold. Earth's ambassador, a charming and somewhat mischievous man named Marcus, found himself at the center of a peculiar cultural exchange. The Xylarian Empire, known for its advanced technology and strange customs, had sent their most prized possession to Earth, Princess Thalira. She was renowned across the galaxy for her beauty and intelligence. But there was one notable detail that set her apart. She was infertile, unable to bear children. This piece of information was well known among the Xylarian court, and they considered sending her to Earth as a humorous prank, thinking it amusing to offer their princess as a companion to a human. When Princess Thalira arrived, she stepped off her transport ship with grace, her emerald green skin shimmering under the bright lights of the Earth. She held her head high, but inside she felt a swirl of emotions. While she was accustomed to being treated with respect as a royal, she was also aware of the laughter that accompanied her arrival. Marcus, standing at the foot of the ship's ramp, was equally intrigued and bewildered by the task ahead. He had been given the responsibility of making the princess feel welcome. Yet he had no idea how to connect with someone so different from him. "Welcome to Earth, Princess Thalira," Marcus said, offering a warm smile, hoping to ease the tension. Thalira smiled politely but could sense the underlying humor that had brought her to this moment. "Thank you, Ambassador," she replied, her voice smooth yet laced with uncertainty. As they walked through the bustling marketplace, the ambassador tried to engage her in conversation about Earth's wonders, its landscapes, its cultures, and its people. However, every time he spoke, he felt the weight of her silence, as if she was processing every word in a completely different way. Days passed, and their initial meetings were filled with awkward moments. Marcus often found himself making jokes. That fell flat, while Thalira, who was trying to understand human humor, only responded with puzzled looks. Their first dinner together was a disaster. Marcus attempted to serve traditional Earth dishes, not realizing that Xylarian cuisine was vastly different. Thalira politely pushed the food around her plate, trying to mask her discomfort. The cultural gap seemed insurmountable, and both were left feeling frustrated and misunderstood. Yet, as the days turned into weeks, something unexpected began to blossom between them. One evening, while sitting under the stars in a park, Marcus shared stories about his childhood, his dreams, and his hopes for the future. Thalira listened intently, her heart beginning to soften. She shared her own tales of growing up in the Xylarian palace, the pressures of royalty, and the loneliness that often accompanied her privileged life. In those quiet moments, they found common ground. Realizing that despite their vastly different backgrounds, they both longed for connection and understanding. One day, as they walked through the marketplace, Marcus noticed Thalira gazing longingly at a group of children playing. He felt a pang of sadness for her, knowing that her infertility weighed heavily on her heart. "You know, being a mother isn't just about giving birth," he said softly, trying to offer comfort. "It's about love, care, and nurturing. You can be a mother in many ways." Thalira looked up at him, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. In that moment, she realized that Marcus cared for her deeply, perhaps more than she had initially thought. As their friendship deepened, they began to laugh together more freely, often teasing each other in a playful manner. The once awkward interactions transformed into moments of joy, filled with light-hearted banter and shared dreams. Thalira found herself smiling more, her heart warming to the idea that perhaps this strange arrangement could lead to something beautiful. Meanwhile, Marcus discovered that beneath the royal exterior, Thalira was a kindred spirit, someone who shared his yearning for connection and belonging. Though their journey had begun as a joke, it was quickly evolving into something much more profound. The seeds of an unexpected bond were being planted, and neither of them could foresee the incredible adventure that lay ahead. As they continued to navigate their worlds together, they began to understand that love knows no boundaries. And sometimes, the most extraordinary relationships grow from the most unlikely circumstances. As days turned into weeks, Princess Thalira and Ambassador Marcus found themselves increasingly entwined in each other's lives. Their initial encounters, filled with awkwardness and misunderstandings, had slowly transformed into something much deeper. The once quiet moments were now filled with laughter and shared stories. Yet, despite their growing friendship, both were aware that they were still navigating uncharted territory. One sunny afternoon, Marcus decided to take Thalira on a tour of the city. He wanted to show her the beauty of Earth, hoping it would help her feel more at home. As they strolled through the bustling streets, the sights and sounds of the city enveloped them. The air was filled with the scent of street food, and the lively chatter of people created a vibrant atmosphere. Thalira, still adjusting to the rapid pace of human life, felt a mix of excitement and anxiety. She marveled at the colorful shops and the diverse crowd, but she couldn't shake off the feeling of being an outsider. "Let's try some of that," Marcus exclaimed, pointing to a food stall selling sizzling hot dogs. Thalira hesitated, unsure of what to expect. She had never tasted anything like it. Seeing her reluctance, Marcus smiled encouragingly. "Come on, it's delicious. I promise you'll love it." With a cautious nod, Thalira took a bite, her eyes widening in surprise at the burst of flavors. Marcus laughed at her reaction, delighted to see her enjoying the experience. In that moment, the barriers between them began to dissolve a little. More, however, their journey was not without its challenges. After their culinary adventure, they decided to visit a local park, where children played joyfully. Thalira watched as they ran and laughed, her heart swelling with emotion. She felt a pang of longing, knowing that her own dreams of motherhood seemed so distant. Seeing the children reminded her of her own childhood, filled with laughter yet overshadowed by the expectations of her royal duties. Marcus noticed the change in her demeanor and gently placed a hand on her shoulder, offering silent support. "Do you miss it?" he asked quietly, trying to gauge her feelings. Thalira turned to him, her eyes shimmering with unshed tears. "Sometimes," she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper. "I wish I could have that kind of joy." Marcus nodded, understanding the weight of her words. He realized that beneath her strong exterior, Thalira carried a heavy heart. As they sat on a bench, Marcus decided to open up about his own vulnerabilities. "You know, I've always wanted to leave a mark on the world," he shared, his gaze fixed on the horizon. "But sometimes I feel lost, like I'm just going through the motions." Lyra looked at him, surprised. She had always seen him as confident and charming, the perfect ambassador. But in that moment, he felt human, just like her. They exchanged stories of their dreams and fears, creating a deeper emotional connection. Their conversation soon became a routine, each meeting filled with more honesty and warmth. They discussed everything from their favorite books to their childhood memories, finding solace in their shared experiences. Marcus introduced Thalira to Earth's music, and they spent evenings listening to melodies that resonated with their souls. In those moments, laughter echoed through the air, illuminating the darkness that had lingered in Thalira's heart. One evening, as they walked under a starlit sky, Marcus pointed out constellations sharing their names and stories. Thalira listened intently, mesmerized by the tales woven into the fabric of the universe. "You know, every star has a story," Marcus remarked, glancing at her. "Just like us." Thalira smiled, feeling a sense of belonging she hadn't experienced before. In that simple moment, she realized that she was no longer just a princess from Xylarishi, was Thalira, a woman with dreams and hopes. Forging a new path alongside Marcus, despite the cultural differences and the initial awkwardness that had marked their relationship, they were beginning to understand one another on a deeper level. Their bond was growing stronger, built on mutual respect and genuine affection. Although the world around them was filled with uncertainties, they found comfort in each other's presence. And so, as they continued to navigate the complexities of their lives, both Marcus and Thalira began to see the beauty in their unexpected connection, realizing that sometimes the best relationships emerge from the most unlikely beginnings. As the weeks rolled by, Princess Thalira and Ambassador Marcus found themselves caught in a beautiful rhythm. Their days were filled with lighthearted moments and deep conversations, forging a bond that neither had anticipated. The initial awkwardness of their relationship gradually faded, replaced by a genuine friendship that blossomed with every shared experience. Thalira began to feel more at ease on Earth, and Marcus discovered the true meaning of companionship. One afternoon, Marcus invited Thalira to join him at a local community event. It was a festival celebrating Earth's cultural diversity, with food stalls, music, and laughter echoing through the air. Thalira was nervous, unsure of how the people would react to her presence. She worried that her royal status would set her apart, making her an object of curiosity rather than a friend. Sensing her hesitation, Marcus took her hand reassuringly. "Just be yourself," he said softly. "You'll see everyone will love you." As they entered the festival, Thalira was immediately captivated by the vibrant atmosphere. Colorful decorations adorned the streets, and people danced joyfully to the rhythmic beats of live music. The sights and sounds enveloped her like a warm embrace, and for the first time, she felt a spark of excitement about being on Earth. With Marcus by her side, she began to relax, letting the joy of the moment wash over her. They wandered from stall to stall, tasting different foods and marveling at handmade crafts. Thalira's eyes lit up when she encountered a stall selling intricate jewelry. "These are beautiful," she exclaimed, admiring the shimmering pieces. Marcus watched her with a smile, noting how her joy radiated like sunlight. He purchased a delicate bracelet made of colorful beads and placed it gently on her wrist. "Now, you'll always have a piece of Earth with you," he said, his voice warm. Thalira looked down at the bracelet, touched by the thoughtful gesture, as they moved through the festival. They came across a dance circle where people were inviting others to join in. Marcus, ever the extrovert, pulled Thalira into the circle. "Come on, let's have some fun," he encouraged, his enthusiasm contagious. Thalira hesitated, her shyness creeping back, but Marcus beamed with encouragement. With a deep breath, she allowed herself to let go of her worries and joined him in the dance. The music pulsed through her, and soon she found her feet moving, in rhythm with the others. Laughter erupted as they twirled and spun, their worries forgotten in the joy of the moment. Thalira's heart soared as she realized how liberating it felt to dance freely, surrounded by laughter and music. She glanced at Marcus, who was dancing with abandon, his smile lighting up the night. In that moment, she felt a connection to him that went beyond friendship. It was a sense of belonging, feeling that she had never experienced in her royal life. After dancing, they took a break, sitting on a nearby bench to catch their breath. Thalira looked at Marcus, her heart full. "Thank you for bringing me here," she said sincerely. "I never knew Earth could be so wonderful." Marcus smiled, his eyes reflecting the warmth of their shared experience. "It's even better with you here," he replied, his sincerity evident. As the festival continued around them, Thalira felt a sense of peace wash over her. The laughter of children, the music, and the vibrant colors made her realize that she was no longer just a princess from Zalaris. She was Thalira, a woman embracing new experiences and making memories. With each passing day, her feelings for Marcus deepened, and she began to see him not just as an ambassador, but as a partner. That evening, under a canopy of stars, they shared stories of their dreams and aspirations. Thalira confided in Marcus about her desire to make a difference in her own world, to be more than just a royal figure. Marcus listened intently, encouraging her to pursue her passions. "You have the power to change lives, Thalira," he said. Earnestly, "you can be a voice for those who don't have one." As the night wore on, Thalira felt a sense of hope blooming within her. Perhaps she could create a bridge between their worlds, using her position to foster understanding and compassion. With Marcus by her side, she felt strong enough to face the challenges ahead. Together, they were building a connection that transcended their differences, proving that love and friendship could thrive even in the most unexpected circumstances. As they left the festival, Thalira and Marcus walked hand in hand, their hearts full of possibilities. The laughter and joy of the night echoed in their minds, reminding them that life was a journey best experienced together. And in that moment, under the stars, they knew that their bond was just beginning to unfold, promising a future filled with love, adventure, and hope. As the sun rose on another day in the vibrant city, Princess Thalira and Ambassador Marcus found themselves at a crossroads. Their friendship had blossomed into something much deeper, yet they both felt a longing for a family, a dream that seemed nearly impossible for Thalira due to her infertility. After much conversation, they decided to explore alternative methods of conception, igniting a spark of hope in their hearts. With determination guiding them, they set their sights on the Xylarian Empire, where advanced technology could offer them a chance to create the family they both desired. Early one morning, they boarded a sleek starship bound for Zolaris, their hearts racing with anticipation. The ship glided through the stars, and as they traveled, Marcus stole glances at Thalira, who was gazing out at the vastness of space. Her eyes sparkled with excitement, but he also noticed a flicker of anxiety. "Are you okay?" he asked, concern lacing his voice. Thalira turned to him, her expression softening. "I am. It's just, this is a big step for us. I hope we can really make this work." Marcus took her hand, squeezing it gently. "We will. Together, we can face anything." His reassurance brought a smile to Thalira's face, and she felt a surge of confidence. The journey ahead was filled with uncertainties, but with Marcus by her side, she felt ready to embrace whatever challenges lay ahead. Upon arriving in Zolaris, they were greeted by a bustling city filled with stunning architecture and advanced technology. Thalira led Marcus through the streets, proudly showing him her home. The vibrant colors and futuristic designs amazed him. "It's beautiful here," he said, genuinely impressed. Thalira beamed, her heart swelling with pride. "Thank you. It's a part of me, and I want you to feel at home, too." Their first stop was the prestigious Xylarian Medical Institute, where they would consult with leading scientists specializing in reproductive technology. As they entered the facility, Thalira felt a mix of excitement and fear. Would the scientists understand their unique situation? Would they offer a viable solution? Marcus, sensing her apprehension, stayed close, ready to support her through the process inside the institute. They met Dr. Celine, a renowned expert in genetic engineering. With her kind demeanor and vast knowledge, she quickly put Thalira at ease. "I understand your situation," Dr. Celine said, her voice soothing. "We have developed advanced methods that could allow you to conceive using genetic material from both of you. It's groundbreaking work, and I believe it could be the answer you're looking for." Thalira's heart raced with hope. "Really, you think it could work?" she asked, her voice filled with anticipation. Dr. Celine nodded confidently. "Yes, but it will require careful planning and coordination. We can create a tailored approach that combines your genetics." As they discussed the details, Thalira felt a sense of empowerment wash over her. This was her chance to become a mother, to bring a new life into the world with Marcus by her side. She glanced at him, his eyes filled with encouragement, and realized that they were embarking on this journey together. After the consultation, they spent the day exploring Zolaris, visiting beautiful parks and vibrant markets. Thalira showed Marcus the wonders of her culture, introducing him to delicious foods and unique customs. They laughed as they tried new dishes, and for a moment, the weight of their situation faded away, leaving only joy and connection. That evening, as they returned to Thalira's palace, the atmosphere was filled with a sense of excitement. They sat together in her garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and twinkling lights. Thalira turned to Marcus, her heart full. "Thank you for believing in me, for supporting me through this. I couldn't imagine doing this without you." Marcus smiled, his eyes reflecting sincerity. "You're not just a princess to me. You're Thalira, someone I care about deeply. Whatever happens, I'll be right here with you." His words wrapped around her like a warm embrace, reinforcing the bond they had forged. As the stars twinkled overhead, Thalira felt a sense of hope blossoming within her. The journey ahead was uncertain, but she was ready to face it, hand in hand with Marcus. Together, they would navigate the complexities of science and love, exploring the depths of their connection. In that moment, Thalira realized that this was not just an experiment. It was a testament to their love and commitment. They were embarking on an adventure that would define their futures. And with every step they took, they were creating a story that transcended their differences. As the night deepened, they sat together, dreaming of the family they hoped to build, their hearts intertwined in a beautiful dance of hope and possibility. As the days turned into weeks, the anticipation surrounding Princess Thalira and Ambassador Marcus grew. They had embarked on a groundbreaking journey, hoping to create a family through the advanced reproductive technology offered by the Xylarian Medical Institute. After countless discussions, tests, and preparations, they were finally ready to take the next crucial step in their adventure. The weight of their hopes rested heavily on their shoulders, and both felt the mix of excitement and nervousness that accompanied such a monumental decision. One evening, after an intense day of consultations, Thalira and Marcus sat in her palace garden, surrounded by blooming flowers and the soft glow of lanterns. The scent of jasmine filled the air, creating a serene atmosphere that contrasted with their racing hearts. Thalira looked at Marcus, her eyes reflecting both determination and vulnerability. "Are you ready for this?" she asked, her voice steady but tinged with apprehension. Marcus reached for her hand, intertwining his fingers with hers. "I've never been more ready for anything in my life," he replied earnestly. "We're doing this together, and that makes all the difference." His words warmed her heart, and she felt a surge of hope. It was true they were embarking on this journey as partners, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead. The next day they arrived at the medical institute, where the atmosphere buzzed with energy. Scientists and medical professionals moved efficiently through the halls, preparing for the procedure that could change their lives forever. Thalira's heart raced as she and Marcus checked in, feeling the weight of their decision settle around them. They were ushered into a brightly lit room filled with advanced technology that seemed almost magical. Dr. Celine greeted them with a reassuring smile. "Welcome back. Today's an important day, and I'm here to guide you through every step of the process," she explained, her voice calm and encouraging. Thalira felt a flutter of nerves, but also a sense of excitement. This was it, the moment they had been preparing for as the procedure began. Thalira lay on the examination table, feeling a mix of fear and anticipation. Marcus stood beside her, holding her hand tightly. "I'm right here." "You're doing amazing," he whispered, offering her comfort. With each passing moment, Thalira focused on Marcus's presence, drawing strength from his unwavering support. The scientists worked efficiently, explaining each step as they went along, ensuring both Thalira and Marcus understood the process. After what felt like an eternity, the procedure reached its conclusion. Thalira sat up slowly, feeling a rush of emotions. Dr. Celine looked at them with a bright smile. "Everything went smoothly. We've successfully combined your genetics. Now we wait and see if it works." The words sank in, and Thalira felt her heart swell with hope. This was the first step toward her dream of motherhood. As they left the institute, the world outside felt different. The colors seemed brighter, and the air was filled with a sense of possibility. Thalira and Marcus walked hand in hand, their hearts racing with the thrill of what lay ahead. They decided to celebrate this milestone with a quiet dinner at a cozy restaurant, where they could reflect on everything that had happened. During dinner, they shared their dreams and aspirations for the future. Thalira spoke about her hopes of being a mother, expressing her desire to create a nurturing environment for their child. "I want to teach them about both our worlds," she said, her eyes shining with enthusiasm. "I want them to know the beauty of Xalaris and the warmth of Earth." Marcus listened intently, feeling a deep connection to her vision. "I want to support you every step of the way," he replied. "We'll make a great team." The evening unfolded beautifully, filled with laughter and dreams. As they finished their meals, Marcus reached across the table and took Thalira's hands in his. "No matter what happens, I want you to know that I'm here for you," he said, sincerity pouring from his words. "You're not alone in this." Dinner. They strolled through the streets. The night air cooled against their skin. Thalira felt a sense of peace wash over her. Just as they reached the palace, she suddenly stopped, a thought striking her. "What if we have a child? What will we name them?" she asked, her eyes sparkling with excitement. Marcus chuckled, his heart swelling with joy at the thought. is how about a name that reflects both our worlds, something that symbolizes unity and love? They began to brainstorm, each suggestion sparking laughter and joy. But just as the conversation turned lighter, Alira's expression shifted. "What if it doesn't work?" she asked softly, vulnerability creeping into her voice. Marcus paused, sensing her fear. "Then we'll try again. We'll never give up," he promised, his grip on her hand tightening as they stood together under the stars. Alira felt the warmth of hope blooming within her. They had embarked on an incredible journey, one filled with uncertainty, but also with love and determination. Whatever the outcome, they were in this together, ready to face each challenge that lay ahead. With Marcus by her side, Thalira knew that they could create a future filled with dreams, love, and the family they both so desperately desired. 5 years had passed since little Arya took her first breath, and the galaxy had never been the same. Dr. Lydia Wright stood at the entrance of the Great Zalarian Council Chamber. Her daughter's small hand clasped firmly in hers. The same marble. Halls that had once echoed with mockery now buzzed with nervous anticipation. Arya looked up at her mother with curious eyes that sparkled with both human warmth and Zalarian wisdom. "Mama, why do they all look so serious?" she whispered, in perfect Zalarian, though she spoke it with the gentle tone she had learned from humans. "They're learning something new, sweetheart," Lydia replied softly. "Sometimes that can be scary for grown-ups." The massive doors opened, revealing the same council chamber where Lydia had once been presented as a joke gift. But now instead of sneering nobles, she saw desperate faces. Lord Vextar, who had laughed the loudest at her supposed worthlessness, now sat with his head bowed. His own daughter had been declared infertile just months ago. Emperor Zethmar himself rose from his throne as Lydia entered. The proud ruler who had once dismissed her as damaged goods now looked at her with something approaching reverence. "My daughter," he said, his voice heavy with emotion. "You have returned to us." "I have returned as promised," Lydia corrected gently. "Not as your property, but as Earth's ambassador and director of interspecies medical research." Behind her walked a team of human doctors and Zalarian women who had spent the last 3 years in the exchange program. These women glowed with health and confidence that seemed impossible by old Zalarian standards. Several carried their own children. Living proof of the program's success, Dr. Sarah Kim stepped forward with her medical reports. "Your Majesty, we've now successfully treated over 400 Zalarian women previously diagnosed as infertile. The success rate is 93% when they're given proper psychological support and freedom to make their own choices." The Emperor's hands trembled as he looked at the data. 400. "We condemn them all as failures." "Not failures," Lydia said firmly. "Just women who needed different conditions to thrive. It's like flowers that need sunlight instead of shadows." Young Princess Miralyn, the Emperor's youngest daughter, and recently declared infertile, stepped forward from the crowd of nobles. Her eyes were filled with desperate hope. "Sister Lydia, is it true? Could I really?" Lydia knelt down to the young princess's level, just as Dr. Kim had once knelt to examine her years ago. "Would you like to visit Earth? To learn and grow? And discover who you really are when no one is telling you what you can't do?" The princess nodded eagerly, tears streaming down her face. Around the chamber, other young Zalarian women began stepping forward. The rigid lines of noble hierarchy started to blur as hope spread through the room like wildfire. Ambassador Kethron, who had once demanded Lydia's return as property, now approached with humility. "Dr. Wright, the Empire formally requests to expand the medical exchange program. We... We need your help." Arya tugged on her mother's formal robes. "Mama, can I play with the other children now?" Lydia smiled and nodded. As her daughter ran off to join a group of mixed human and Zalarian children who were playing in the palace gardens, she felt a deep satisfaction. These children didn't see species differences as barriers, they simply saw friends. "The program will expand," Lydia announced to the assembled council, "but on one condition. Every woman who participates must have the right to choose her own path. No one will be forced to return if they find happiness elsewhere." The Emperor nodded slowly. "Agreed. We have learned painful lessons about the cost of our pride. As the formal ceremonies concluded, Lydia walked out onto the palace balcony, overlooking the capital city. James joined her, wrapping his arms around his wife as they watched their daughter play below. In the distance, the first Earth Solarian Medical Center was under construction, its design blending the best of both architectural styles. "Do you ever regret it?" James asked softly.
Riley,
"Leaving your royal life behind?"
I'll leave you.
Lydia leaned back against her husband's chest, watching Arya teach human games to Zalarian children. "I didn't leave anything behind," she said with quiet certainty. "I found everything I was meant to be." The joke gift had become a bridge between worlds and the broken. Princess had become the healer of two civilizations.